WhatUpDoe list.
Damn. It was that kind of week. What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dennis Sports Fantasy. I don't know if this is a fantasy football show. Yeah, fantasy football show. Because I know we play fantasy baseball and basketball. We don't really talk about that much. But anyway, week five is done. And I got to tell you, B, man, out of the 27 teams, I never thought I would imagine this, but I have a team 0-5.
Wow.
0-5. And I lost 2 games. We'll get into 2 of the reasons why I lost 2 later on in the show when we hit our main topic. But yeah, man, it was an okay week. Let me pull up my oh man, I keep typing in. I got to go to my website here, kennethbinge.com. I don't post a lot of stuff there yet, but that's where I put all my and you'll find it on the homepage. It's kind of tracking how my teams do. Went 14-12 and had a freaking tie. Tie in one league. But yeah, went 14-12 overall. 5-0 in the Yahoo leagues. That's what I'm talking about. But CBS, man, went 3-7, 2-2 in the NFL league, and 4-3 and 1 in ESPN. I haven't had a losing record in the ESPN with my ESPN teams yet through 5 weeks. Same thing with the NFL, but CBS, I can't get them right, man. I can't get these guys right. So. But yeah, that was my week. How did you do?
I did 3-2 again. I'm hoping I can just go 5-0. One, hopefully one of these weeks in fantasy week. But yeah, I went 3-2. I won my main league. I whooped. Shout out to Gerald. Shout out to my boy Jelly, man. I whooped his ass. 133-66. Whooped his ass.
Ooh, wait. Did he he didn't set his rosters, did he?
He set his lineups.
No, he didn't set his roster.
He set his lineups. Hold on. I wish he was. He's on Twitter, but he's not active on Twitter. Jelly's not active on Twitter, man. I wish he was active on Twitter, but yeah, man, he set the lineups.
Wow.
My team is on fire, man. This main league, man. Like I just been making all of the right moves at the right time. You know what I'm saying? This is let me week 5 because I whooped his ass, man. Yeah, okay, 133.7-67. He had Fitzpatrick, M. Jones from Washington, Travis, what's his name? West from Baltimore, Odell Beckham Jr., Emmanuel Sanders, Zach Miller, Mike Wallace, Denver defense, and Cincinnati kicker. So he had like Dez Bryant, Cam Newton. He benched him because Cam Newton was out. You know what Langford's about. Yeldon had a bye week. DeSean Jackson, he had him on the bench, but he didn't do nothing. So yeah, and he had Fleener on the bye. So yeah, I caught him. I mean, he couldn't handle mine because I had Ben, Gordon, Howard from Chicago, AB, Jordy Nelson. You know what Bennett did? Bennett went off for 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
I had Washington, who didn't really do much. I had Philadelphia defense, and I had Pittsburgh kicker. And, my bench, I got Kelsey on bye, Brandon Cooks on bye, Seattle defense on bye. Matt Ryan didn't do much. He didn't do better than Ben Roethlisberger. Beasley, I could have played Beasley in place of Washington. Beasley put up 11 points, and I had Eddie Royal. So, yeah, man. I mean, I went 3-2. Me and you, we won our league. And then I took my first L in the real NFL. What's her name? Cassie. What's her name?
Casey, something like that. Yeah, Casey something.
Yeah, she gave me my first freaking L. But you know what? The L, she only beat me by like 9 points because we both. My real NFL squad is putting up the points. I'm playing a big boy this week, and he has he the one that drafted Tom Brady and Le'Veon Bell, and he got both of them back.
Wow.
He put up 148 this past weekend too. So me and him, and we are in this real NFL squad. What I got with Ken, 4 teams now are 4-1, including Ken, myself, Big Boy, and I think Altron's squad is 4-1. I can't remember, but yeah, it's 4 teams in that squad is 4-1, and I'm playing against another 4-1 squad. So this is going to be the fight for first place. So hopefully I can pull it off. And I won in the NFL.com league, which is to me, out of all 5 of my teams, I think this is my worst team because even though my worst records are 2-3, I'm 2-3 in one league, and then I'm 2-3 in another league. But my other 3 leagues, I'm 5-0, and I'm undefeated in the Dead End Sports ESPN league. I'm 3-2 in my main league, and I'm 4-1 in the real NFL, and then the real NFL, and then in the other 2 leagues I'm 3-2. So, and then repeat this, the league that I'm 3-2 in. Remember how me and you we're 2-3, and we tops in points, and we rank 7th. I'm ranked 8th in this league. I'm 2-3 in, and I'm ranked 8th, and I'm 2nd in points by only 1 point.
Wow.
Everyone that's been playing with me in this other league, they having a out of body experiences. Like they scoring 130, 140, and then the next week I see they scores, they team putting up 60, 70 points. So it's like every time I'm playing against a team, we both put up like 130, but I lose, or if I put up 120 and they put up 140, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So it's just like
Yep.
I hate that, man. I freaking hate that. So it's all good, man. I'm gonna have me a 5-0 week, man. I feel it. I'm gonna have me a 5-0 week soon. But I'm kind of iffy with Phillip Rivers playing because they the Thursday night game tomorrow. So I gotta stick with Gordon. I gotta play Melvin Gordon and Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, and that's tomorrow. So
against Denver. At least they're at home though, but dang.
Yeah, but that's Denver.
Right.
Oh man, hold on. I hate these damn tabs. Yeah, Q said he keeps losing games by like 6 points. Yeah, I've lost a lot of games by like 1 or 2 points, which is extremely frustrating. And I think in the first 4 weeks, if you go 2-2 or 1-3, and you lose by 1 or 2 points, you hope that at some point
it's gonna turn around.
Yeah, to turn around. But 0-5, and I mean, I still think I'm gonna win the league. But you're talking about it's such a hole. You got to win 5 straight to get to 5-5, and you got to hope the people above you start losing games. And the thing about the CBS leagues is that only the division winners go to the playoffs. So it's pretty much a wrap for me. But I'm competitive in the other ones, and we'll see kind of what happens. I got some other 1-4 teams, but it's been interesting because I put together like a couple of different combination of teams, and just to see how they perform. Now, I will say this. Every single team that I picked seriously, like for real, instead of just trying out and experimenting, they're all winning. Like, for instance, one of the podcasts I listen to is CBS Fantasy Football. It's a great podcast. The guys on there, and typically when I'm listening to it, I tend to disagree with some of the things that they're saying. And for the most part, I end up being right. So this year I said, you know what? When you draft using their site, they actually have the rankings, their individual rankings for each analyst. And you can sort by those rankings and draft according to those rankings. And so what I did was I created a team for each analyst rankings, and then I had my own. I'm 4-1. Everybody else is like 2-2, 3-2. So yeah, man, I don't know what that means yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, in the real NFL, I'm 4-1 there. And all the Dead End Sports League, I lost in one Dead End Sports League this weekend. So I fell to like 3-2. And the guy I played against is 5-0. So shout out to him. L Econ or something like that.
Which one? In the ESPN one?
Yeah, I don't think you're in this one. I think it was one of the leagues that I created for people that wanted to play. Because you're undefeated.
I'm taking them all down in Denver right now, man. I revenge on Kyle because Kyle beat me in the NFL.com Dead End Sports League, and I got my revenge in the ESPN one. So I'm taking them out.
I took out Kyle this week, man. I took out Kyle, so I went to 3-2, and I'm playing another guy this week. It's a tough matchup. So I don't know, Astronaut, I think. So that's going to be a tough game. He has a good team, so we'll see how that go. Anyway, so yeah, that's how we did. Let us know how you did, in your fantasy football team this week. Russell Wilson, hey Alex Alex. That's not even a question, man. Russell Wilson all day. Alex Smith is a bye-week replacement quarterback only.
Yep.
Only.
Not at every
so,
week.
Yeah. Wilson's every week starter, even with tough matchups. I think you just got to start him, unless somebody just has a juicy matchup. We're talking about somebody's playing against New Orleans, and sometimes they don't always work out. But we'll get into that a little later. So yeah, Tom Brady came back. He did well for a lot of fantasy football players, myself included. So definitely good to have him back this week, because I was able to get a win because I had that Brady Gronk combo. Unfortunately, Bennett stole all my touchdowns, but Gronk still had 100. And I'll take that. Like I was saying on Dead in Sports, Gronk was fine. He did not want to play with Forsett or Garoppolo. The man was fine. Colin Kaepernick will start. We talked about that yesterday. I don't think you really need to get him. So you're good there. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So yeah, you. I mean, unless you got like somebody that's terrible, you don't really need to pick him up. No real football news to report. Latavius Murray missed practice. DeAndre Washington, and look, let me tell y'all something, right? That Oakland situation, just avoid it altogether. Keep DeAndre Washington. I think eventually he may win the position. And become the full-time starter. I think I like him. But right now they're winning games. They're winning games by this committee crap. And they're putting everything in Derek Carr's hands. But yeah, just right now, you just can't trust any Washington running back. Any Raider running back, I'm sorry, Oakland. So stay away from that situation altogether if you can. Eddie Lacy practice. I know he came out of the game with the bum ankle. Tyler Lockett is back practicing, but he's maybe a flex, so you'll probably want to wait and see what he does. Will Fuller practice. I don't know if he had any issues. Nothing else to really report. Eifert may be back this week, so if you got a spot, you can pick him up and see what happens. And yeah, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and get into the WhatUpDoe of the week. So, B, who's on your WhatUpDoe list for week 5?
Oh my God. Okay, week 5. I think a little bit of the spotlight of this WhatUpDoe is gonna go to the Arizona Cardinals. Starting off with John Brown with 1.1 points. He was terrible. I think we got Malcolm Floyd Donut.
Oh my God!
Shout out to Jay Dilla, man. He Michael Floyd put up a Jay Dilla. He put up a Jay Dilla this past week, man. We're talking about got the number 2. I think he's number 2 receiver. I think John Brown's number 1, and they got Larry Fitzgerald on the flex. But yeah, you got the both John Brown and Floyd, both wide out 1 and 2 on both ends, give you a total of 1.1 points by both of them. Lamar Miller with 2.4 points. It's bad. Jarvis Landry, who's been pissing me off because I got him in one of my leagues. Even though we're doing pretty good in hard hitters, but yeah, that's like, Jesus, come on, Landry, I need you. Julio Jones, after having a stud week last week, only put up 2.9 points this week.
You knew it was coming, though, man.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
AJ Green, 5 points. That's not a lot for someone who's getting drafted as early as the 10th, 11th overall pick in most fantasy drafts. Ryan Tannehill, a lot of people were starting him at QB. He's not your every week QB. He's your, like Ken stated earlier, Alex Smith and Ryan Tannehills are your, bye weeks quarterbacks when your starters is out. Golden Tate, I don't know what's going on with him in Detroit, but 4.5. He's in the real funk like crazy. Steve Smith, I know a lot of people started this dude. Only put up 2.9 points. Houston defense, I saw people play them. They put up a Jay Dilla. And Carolina defense, another defense that was one of the first defenses that was getting drafted in a lot of drafts, only put up 3 points. So that's my WhatUpDoe list for this week. I can't wait for week 6 WhatUpDoe list because these are fun. These are fun.
All right. Alex Ortega asks Matt Jones, Terrance West, or Darren Sproles. Terrance West for me because Kenneth Dixon isn't ready to be a full-time starter. Matt Jones, only if he's playing somebody that's really, really bad against the run, like Cleveland. And even then, I still wouldn't trust him. And I drafted Matt Jones on a couple of leagues, and he just sent him my bench. He's a bye-week replacement for me only. I'm starting Terrance West until Kenneth Dixon take that job, if he takes the job. What about you, B?
Just take T West. Take T West until Dixon come back, because I don't know what's the status of Dixon. I think he played a little bit, but it wasn't too much. He didn't do nothing.
Yeah, no, he didn't do anything at all. All right, so let's well, B gave you his what up though, and I'm gonna give you the It Was All Good Just a Week Ago Fantasy Football Player of the Week. And I'm pulling him up right now. Man, let me tell you, I'm actually amazed that I even won my matchup with this guy. And I blame Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler looks absolutely horrendous. Yeah, you already know. Will Fuller. Will Fuller. And here's the reason why he's on the list. First, because I looked at Tannehill, but Tannehill, he's been bad anyway. So you're not really starting him unless you are on bye. Will Fuller has had 3 weeks scoring in double digits. And even when he did, he had like 3 points against New England. You probably shouldn't have started him that week anyway. But yeah, Will Fuller had 1 catch for 4 yards, 0.4 points. And if it's a PPR league, 1.4 points. Last week, Will Fuller had 9 targets, caught 7 of them, put up 81 yards and scored a touchdown. And this week, 0.4 points. From 20.10 to 0.4. Absolutely terrible. Michael Floyd would have been the guy, but he's been bad all year. Even though I think he scored a touchdown last week. Yeah, I think he did because Palmer was there. But Will Fuller, man, because Will Fuller has been coming through for a lot of people that picked him up late. Yeah. And he's normally a guy you can count on. So Will Fuller, man, yeah, it was all good just a week ago. So yeah, that's on you, Playboy. So B, what I want to talk about this week, man. Playing the matchups. And I know you and I disagree with this. And I hear a lot of analysts, I hear a lot of people talk about playing the matchups. I hate playing matchups because they never work out. They never work out. And even when I do play the matchups, I end up losing. Case in point, I think Jeremy Hill had a bad matchup against Denver. And I benched him. I think you did too, B.
I did.
And he had a 57-yard touchdown run. Granted, he didn't do anything else the rest of the game, but the matchup was bad. So I was like, nah, I'm going to sit Jeremy Hill. He didn't do anything. He had a good matchup. I mean, benched him, he popped. Sat him, started him, he did nothing.
Against a weak defense and didn't do nothing.
Yeah, it is the most frustrating thing for me ever because I mean, from a logical, like it makes sense to play guys against weaker competition. And I think it only in really one situation where I'm going to look at the matchup and think about benching the guy unless he's like Julio Jones, like a number one guy that's going to ball out when you can't afford to sit him because they're just that good. And that's Denver.
I'm not going to sit AB. No matter who he goes against. You're just not going to sit him. If he's going against Prime Revis, Darrelle Revis, I'm going to still. from Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's just not that type of situation. I won't do it. I might do it like for those tier 3, tier 4 guys that's on my fantasy squad. Like for example, I picked up Tennessee's defense because they're going against Cleveland Browns. I'm not going to play, like a Seattle going against Atlanta, even though it's a home game. I'm not going to play Seattle's defense. I'm going to take a chance and play the matchup and play Tennessee's defense because we already know Cleveland Browns freaking suck right now. They don't have no funk offensively. So I'm a gamble and play the matchup. I would do that. Or if I know a decent running back, like someone like Terrance West or something, if we know he's gonna get a bulk of the carries and he's going against a weak run defense, and I got, let's say, DeMarco Murray going against a Vikings defense.
Mm-hmm.
I might play that matchup and play Terrance West, who's playing against a team that's giving up 120 rushing yards per game, opposed to someone like Vikings, where we know the Vikings is playing good defense right now. I'm playing that matchup. That's me. I know you, but because it's better for me in most cases than the negative side. You know what I'm saying? So I like the matchup. I like playing the matchup.
So you go for the upside play, versus sticking like with your guys. And yeah, you're right. You're not gonna bench like a first or second round. Right. It's typically like a RB2 or a flex, or maybe a tight end. In situations where you're probably streaming tight ends. Like if you don't get one of the elite guys, then yeah, you probably do best to stream a tight end. And sometimes even in that situation, I may play the matchup, or I may just go ahead and pick a tight end and just hope for the best. But we've seen situations this year where, case in point, we had Phillip Rivers, who was going up against New Orleans. He should have tore them boys apart. And he didn't. Yeah, it should have been a shootout. And we ended up losing because of it. When we should have played Derek Carr, who had a tougher matchup. Another situation this weekend, this is why I'm frustrated. Because I'm looking at the guys on the bench. I had who was one of my starters this week that was on bye? It was a quarterback, Drew Brees. I had Drew Brees on some of my teams, so I had to bench him. So I'm looking at guys on the waiver wire like Brian Hoyer. Carson Wentz was gone. I would have played him. Paxton Lynch. Who else? Ryan Tannehill was out there. Like guys that are out there that are projected according to Sportsline, and I think it's Pro Football Focus one. But according to their projections, Paxton Lynch against an Atlanta defense that's ranked 31st in the league in passing defense. And I know he's a rookie, but come on, man, you can't throw 2 touchdowns against that defense. And I'm like, that was a juicy matchup when I probably should have went with my gut and just picked Brian Hoyer, because I picked Brian Hoyer in week 4 when Rodgers was off. And, he played well. He got me like 23, 24 points. And he actually beat Drew Brees that week, who coincidentally was playing against the Chargers, who, he had which should have been a good matchup for him, but he lost. Right. So I picked up Paxton Lynch, and he didn't do anything. He eventually got 1 touchdown, but that wasn't enough. And I'm like, you can't. So yeah, that's where I get frustrated, because in the bye week, especially if you don't have, because in most leagues I don't draft a second quarterback. I go for depth. I go for talent, and if one of the guys don't pan out, then I got a spot that I can basically rotate in and out week to week. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then another situation that, and I probably wouldn't have played him because of the matchup, Denver. Who played Tevin Coleman this week? Tough matchup. On the road against a top defense.
Funny you say that. Shout out to Meech. Luckily, Meech, he still won his matchup by a pretty good margin, but he benched Tevin Coleman because of what you said. Because Denver, they playing away, they playing at Denver, and I think, is it Coleman or Freeman that has like some type of they got like some type of Yeah, so you would think he wasn't, I think the reports were saying he wasn't going to play because of that condition. But he ended up playing and he had a pretty damn good day. So Meach benched him, but I mean it didn't cost him an L. He still won. So, you can shake that off.
Do you remember who he played instead?
I can tell you in a second.
Because I think on one of the teams that I had him in the Dead End Sports East League, I had I benched Coleman for that very same reason. Because I had Carl Sims. And of course he's on IR. That's another thing. All these damn injuries. Because I lost Eric Decker too.
He had Elliott and he had Z Zenner from Detroit. No, that's from Philadelphia. Z Zenner. He played.
No, Zenner's from Detroit.
No. He played. Yeah, okay, yeah, Zenner from Detroit. He played Z Zenner. He played Z Zenner and Elliott from Dallas. That was his running back. He played
Zenner over Tevin Coleman.
He didn't want. I guess he didn't want because remember, like it was reports saying that Coleman wasn't going to play. So Meach benched him. I guess he just never made the adjustments on the actual Sunday. But
okay. So he never went back and adjusted his roster. Yeah, some people do that. We'll talk about that on a later topic about when we set our rosters and how we deal with our rosters from day to day, week to week. Because there's no way I would have played Zenner because. Yeah, the reports came out that Coleman wasn't going to play, but then later on it came out he said he was going to play. But we've seen situations where they say that all the time, and then
he didn't want to take a chance on that. So,
like this week in your league, the real NFL league, like this is how good I am, man. Like I played Hunter Henry, who was projected to get like 2 points because Gates was back, but Gates was on limited snap count anyway. Yeah. And I was like, okay, Hunter should get some work, and the boy can actually play. Hunter, not boy, I mean, but he is a kid to me. He's fresh out of college. But anyway, but yeah, Hunter Henry can ball, man, and he got me one. He got me one from the 1 yard line. Thankfully, I'm mad you picked up Antonio Gates too, because I was going to snatch him up.
I picked him back up because I dropped him for a second because he was injured for like 3 weeks. So I had to make some moves, man. But I saw him back out there. I was like, well, shit, let me get him back so I can at least have that Rivers and Gates combo back. So I got that for this for tomorrow night.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like in that league, there were some moves I wanted to make, but I didn't see anything that I felt comfortable making.
I picked up Tennessee's defense in the real NFL too, because they going against Cleveland. I picked them up.
I snatched up Kansas City defense. They just went through their bye. Yep, rest of season. And I'm gonna hold on to Green Bay one more week, but I really don't need them. But I like Kansas City outlook, so I'm glad Trap Stars, who's 1-4, shout out to Trap, dropped them and I snatched him up. And then I got Seattle's kicker, so who just had their bye week last week too. So I'm straight. I don't have to worry about a kicker unless he get hurt or a defense for the rest of the year. But if I have a crappy defense, I'll probably stream defenses. But sometimes, man, that's even hard to tell. But anyway, yeah, me and matchups, man. I've tried it. I've tried it a few times and it just never worked out. And every time I hear the analysts talk about, oh yeah, you got a juicy matchup, I promise you, I need to keep track. They don't do anything with them. Sometimes, man, you just gotta stick with your guys. And football is one of those weird sports where you can't really predict what's going to happen from week to week. It takes one missed tackle.
Yep.
And a guy has a good week.
Yep. That's so true. That is so damn true, man. With that damn. Yeah, I like matchups. I like playing. I don't mind playing matchups, man. Sometimes it just hell, it works out for me sometimes because there's been times where I bench a player and I'd be like, ooh, thank God. And then I play a nobody and they end up scoring 2 touchdowns or whatever, and they be like, damn, they're like, you did that shit, be all like, hell yeah, I played him because he's going against that weak ass defense and he was going to score something. So, it works out for the better. But for them, I mean, like you though, for the most part, I just stick with my guys who I start with week to week, unless folks got buys. But for the most part, I'm always starting my guys. I'm going with my go-to guys every single week.
Oh, you know what? Let me ask you this, because I think this is applicable for this particular topic. Because when you're especially when bye weeks happen, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna typically play guys based on probably a matchup or just the guy you have on your bench. But say, for instance, you have two guys like Matt Jones and Isaiah Crowell, who pretty much are identical in terms of what you could probably expect.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you could probably look at matchup. But let me ask you this. Do you play guys based on rankings at all? Like CBS rankings or ESPN rankings or Fantasy Pros based on how they have them ranked?
No, I never. Okay, so just like you, the matchup, I played that ranking game before. It never works. Never. They be like, "Oh, if we got this person ranked higher, that means we should play him over them." No, I've done that before, and that turned out bad for me a lot of times. So, yeah, I never. I rarely go by like, "Oh, well, they got him ranked over here, so maybe no." They don't make me go back and change my lineups and stuff just because I see a rankings. But for the most part, once I go with my guys, I'm locked and loaded. So no rankings gonna change that.
Wow. I look at multiple rankings throughout the day, especially the day of, because sometimes I have an idea of where I want to play a guy, and I may like him a little bit better. So I just kind of maybe just need a little bit more comfort, because I'll sit there and try to predict what'll happen in my head. And, that's where I'm going playing the matchup game versus the ranking game. And, sometimes if I draft a quality backup, then I'm good. But like this situation, I have to, if Jonathan Stewart don't play, I have to decide between Matt Jones and Isaiah Crowell. So that's going to be pretty rough because they're both not really that good. Then in other leagues, I have like 4 quality running backs, and I can only play like 2, like Christian Michael, Jamal Charles. Like in one of the Dead Sports League, I have Mark Ingram, Jamal Charles, Christian. Hold on, who is it? Let me see. I can look it up real quick. Todd Gurley, Mark Ingram, and Jamal Charles. And then on my bench, which I'll pull up in a second, and then we'll move on to Panic Don't Panic. Let me see. This was a good. This team is actually working out. I was a little nervous at first, but they're starting to work out for me. Because with running backs, you can never tell if you don't have any good running backs. And then I lost Eric Decker for the rest of the year, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I have. Oh yeah, on one team I have on this one I have a Carlos Hyde, Jordan Howard, Stewart, Doug Martin will be back. So I'm gonna have to decide between the 3 of them, and I can only play 3, so I got 1 for the flat. So that's gonna be really interesting in a couple of weeks. And the other one, the one that you and I both are in, you're undefeated. I'm right behind you. My only loss came to you. Todd Gurley, Jamal Charles, Mark Ingram, and then on the bench, Tevin Coleman, Jared McKinnon, Charles Sims is hurt, so he don't really count anymore, and Matt Jones. So it's not as tough, but anyway, yeah, man. And somebody dropped Andy Dalton, so I got a decent quarterback to go with all of that talent. And Hilton has been balling. I just need me a second wide out.
Yeah, I just need Landry to get back. I need Landry to act right, man. But it's just, I think this quarterback situation is why he's not been stepping up recently, because he been pissing me off. He been pissing me off to the point where I'm like, man, I might just start benching him every week, like just benching him.
Nah, you can't, man.
Can't
like, who was Tannehill going to throw to?
Right. I mean, Parker.
But Landry's his guy, though.
That's his guy. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know, man. This sucks.
All right, let's see here. All right, what do I want to start with here? You know what? Let's start with CJ Anderson, man. Panic or don't panic, man. He went in the first round for a lot of people, and every week Devonta Booker is getting more and more work. Listen to me now. I'm telling you guys, if you don't have Booker, go stash him. We told you earlier in when we started the season, we told you to go get Jordan Howard. Look at what Jordan Howard is doing. We're telling you again. I'm telling you again. Listen to us. Get Devonta Booker. All right? Stash him, put him on your bench, and see what happens. All it takes is one injury. All right. CJ Anderson, man, panic or don't panic. Where you at?
God, I want to say still stick with him. Don't panic, just because Denver's a running team. They're gonna run the ball. That's just who they are. They don't trust to throw the ball that much. So I gotta say don't panic, man. Just because I know they're gonna still run the ball. I don't know what the injury situation might be. If he might end up becoming a Langford, and then like you said, Booker gonna end up being your guy, handcuff at this point of the season. But yeah, I would say don't panic.
He has from here week 6 through 10 great matchups except one, which is Houston, and the matchup rank according to Fantasy Pros is number 13, but San Diego 2, 8, and 1. Then they go on a bye in week 11. Still a pretty decent matchup against Kansas City, but after that, it gets brutal for him in terms of the teams he'll face. So if he doesn't do it within the next 5 weeks, then y'all might have a situation. Whoever has him, I think I have him on the league. You have a situation on your hand. So I would say keep an eye out for that. Let's see. Look, we have him on the team. We managed to win, but he didn't help us out at all. Matt Forte, and the reason why I'm bringing Matt Forte into this again is because he rushed the ball fairly well. He had 12 rushes for 53 yards, but Bilal Powell, he's catching all of the passes. And the thing about Forte is that his value is in the yards he get catching the ball, because that could have put him at the 10 points he was projected to get. But Powell got all that work. We have some good backups, B. We have Tim and Coleman. Where we at with Matt Forte?
Oh man, yeah, we sure do have him. He started the first week off so good, man, and we thought he was gonna eat. We were like, okay, this is the Matt Forte. He's gonna do this. This is what he's gonna do with Marshall and Decker in there and everything. But dang, man, we might the situation that we're in. I might have to say panic, and we might have to go with Coleman. Might just have to go with Coleman. At least Coleman. I don't know what's going on with Forte, man. I don't know. I might have to hit the panic button on him. Might have to hit that panic button.
It's probably the coaches, man. I'm looking at this,
and that could be a reason why you can hit the panic, because it's like, not really necessarily we panicking on Forte himself. Sometimes I can hit the panic button just off the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is not looking good. Coaching, like you said, play calling or whatever. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know about this
one. I'm gonna put him on the list, man, because I think for a lot of people he was going in the sometimes anywhere from the 6th to 8th round. I don't know why, but he became a flex option for people. DeSean Jackson, last 2 weeks, he has a total of 4 catches for 40 yards. And in week 4, he had 1 catch for 5 yards. Last week, he didn't do anything. 3 catches for 35 yards. If you are using DeSean Jackson as your flex, you're probably going to lose every game. But say, for instance, you do have him. Panic or don't panic on DeSean Jackson?
Panic on DeSean Jackson. I think, did you mention him before? I feel like you mentioned him before.
I don't know. I might need to write these down so I can keep track.
Because dude, that dude, dang, DeSean, I'm panicking. I'm definitely panicking. Just because of that whole situation. Just like,
yeah.
I don't even know what is their identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, yeah, I gotta go. If there was like a pass happy type of team, I don't even know what's there. Yeah, you're right. I'm panicking. I'm hitting that panic button on DeSean Jackson.
I mean, they have Garcon, Crowder, and DeSean Jackson, and he relies so much on the big play that if he doesn't get it, he's I mean, he's essentially nothing for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are other guys out there that's getting more work throughout the whole game, working the short to intermediate length of the field. I think he may have been on here again. I'm gonna bring him up. Eli Manning, man. Did we push the panic button on him?
I think we did. If not, I'm pushing the panic button on him again. Poor Eli. Just that dude, man. Remember, I almost was like about to push the panic button on Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? It was just only reason why I didn't is just because of his elite status as a wide receiver at his position. But yeah, man, I don't know Eli. I don't. Jesus Christ, man. It's looking like, is he about to be like a former shell of himself? Is it coaching? Is it play calling? I don't know what it is. Because even like those running backs are not like really eating. Like no one's really eating over there in the Giants. You know what I'm saying? No one's really doing their thing. So
I'm going to spare Carson Palmer this week because he was hurt. He didn't really play.
Yeah, spare him.
Let's see. Let's look at some flex options here. Let's look at DeMarco Murray, yo. Like this dude,
he's doing it for me. He is doing it.
He shows that he really was in a bad situation in Philly.
Yep.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Look
at Lamar Miller. I think. Let me look.
You know who Quali has kept kind of doing okay too? Frank Gore.
Yeah, because you probably drafted him in the real late. I hope.
Because him and Murray's been in the Dead End Sports League and the ESPN. DeMarco Murray and Frank Gore's been like my week to week backs, and they've been holding up their end. They've been holding up their end of the stick, man. So, yeah, shout out to DeMarco Murray and Frank Gore. Still, especially Frank Gore, because that was my X factor right there. That's probably the reason why I'm 5-0, because Frank Gore has been, a little bit above average.
Well, you said earlier you brought up Jarvis Landry, who. In week 4, he had 7 catches for 61 yards. That's not bad. But last week, 3 for 28. The whole team was just bad. You said that you were thinking about benching him. Are you still like, are you panic or not panicking? What are you doing with him?
I'm not panicking. Let me look at my list squad. Only because I draft so well. It's. I got the guys, you know what I'm saying? I can fill in for him if need be. I got Hearns, who's been kind of like, he's been consistently at 6 to 8 points. I can say every week, at least nothing more, nothing less. I'm not getting like a 3-point week out of Hearns, so he's putting up more points than Landry as far as the past couple of weeks. So even though he just had a bye, but I can play Hearns there. I got Beasley, who's going to be the slot guy and Des Prescott do look for him like that's like his little Wes Welker. So, I got some guys I can plug in there now. I'm not worried about that. But yeah, Landry just been ticking me off. And Pittsburgh defense is not as great as it used to be when they had what's my man Troy Polamalu with the hair.
Yeah.
When they had a beast secondary, I'm gonna still stick with Landry this week and play him because I think that's just gonna be, a chance for Miami to put some points on the board against Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh they're not known for their defensive identity like they used to over the last 8 or 9 years. They've now become an offensive powerhouse. So I'm hoping Landry can at least give me anywhere between 9 to 12 points this week. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm not saying I want him to have an out of body experience. I'm just going for 9 to 12 points, Landry. Just give me that. Just give me that this week. But no panic on him yet though.
Okay. I never liked drafting Jarvis Landry. Every time I play him, he tends to play well against me. But in a standard league, I don't like drafting Jarvis Landry. He's only good because he gets volume. And if Devontae Parker starts to wake up and becomes that threat that they think he can be, it's going to impact him volume-wise. Now, he's great in a PPR because I have a couple of PPR on a PPR team. He be balling, but yeah, he's a guy I tend to stray away from, man, because I don't like guys like him. They're not like sexy. You know what I'm saying? you know, they get the job done. Like, they'll be consistent. I think he's a good wide receiver too, or maybe a flex option, but that's about it. You know, somebody else that's been balling that we need to show some love to, man. LeSean McCoy.
Yep. I got him, and I think I have him in 2 of my leagues. Yeah, McCoy.
Yeah, he's been balling, man.
He's been doing it, man. He's been doing it. He's been feeding. They give it to him every time. I mean, yeah. He's been balling. So, yes, thank you. Keep this up, McCoy. Please keep this up, Shady McCoy.
All right, so I'm gonna read off some numbers to you, and then I think we can get ready to wrap it up for this Thursday.
Wednesday.
Last 3 weeks, starting with week 3, 30 rushes for 140 yards. I'll just do rushing yards. 30 rushes for 140, 23 rushes for 138, 15 rushes for 134, 3 touchdowns, 2 last week, 1 the week before. That's Ezekiel Elliott. I remember when we were drafted, you wasn't too high on the brother. He scored a touchdown in 4 of the 5 games. He didn't score against Chicago. I think Morris vultured a touchdown. How you feeling about Ezekiel Elliott after 5 weeks of work?
Hey, he's pretty impressive. I mean, he's literally making me eat my words, because you know how I am with drafting, you know, rookie running backs, you know, right out, especially at that high. You know, I take a chance on a rookie running back if it's 5th round, 6th round, and I'm like, okay, let me look for a flex back or number 2 running back. But like someone, you know, top 5, top 6, top 7 overall pick, you know, like I told y'all before, the only person I did that for was Adrian Peterson, and we all know how that worked out. But yeah, I've never been really big on drafting rookie running backs, man. I don't know why. I guess what you say is it's not sexy, Ken. It's just not sexy. So but hey, he's making me eat my words. He's looking like right now. If the draft was to start over again today, he would go top 3. Like if you was redrafting a team and you had like 1, 2, or the 3rd pick, he's gonna be one of those guys getting picked. So we need to have a segment of that too. Like once we get to the midway season, like if it was redraft today, you know, how would the draft go? You know what I'm saying? So
okay, yeah, we can do that.
3 more weeks, probably by the end of this month, I guess. Maybe like the early November, end of this month.
Yeah, maybe like week 8. I think we'll be at the halfway mark.
Yeah, halfway mark for NFL, but technically for fantasy football, week 7, week 6, week 7 is like you're halfway.
Okay, yeah.
Playoffs start week 13.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we can do that. We can do a redraft because I got some other guys on here that I'm looking at and as well. But anyway, let's see. I don't think I feel like I'm missing something. I'm curious to see what Jamal Charles does when he returns. He says he's 110%. I mean, if you got him, you can roll him out in every league. And I think that's pretty much it, man. Like all of the big names that were either suspended or hurt are back. The only person that didn't come back was Josh Gordon. Mm-hmm. You know, who knows what could have happened in Cleveland with that situation. He was the only one that let Nas down.
Right.
But yeah, outside of that, I don't think I have anything to report. And I think that, you know what? Let me ask you this, man, because and then we'll close it out. This has been a subject of discussion among a lot of fantasy football heads. Melvin Gordon. Obviously, he's not going to be able to keep up the touchdown rate, which is you can make an argument that it's saving him, but the fact of the matter is the dude is getting it done.
He is. Because I'm nervous because I got him in my main league, and I'm nervous. I'm like, is this production going to start dropping at any minute? It's one of those things where, you know, you have a player, you're like, man, he started out the first 5 or 6 weeks for me balling, but then going into the playoffs, he disappeared. I'm nervous that he might do that to me for some reason. So I've been like quietly shopping around running backs and just some extra guys to try to keep an eye on and stuff. Fortunately, I had my eye on Booker, but someone picked him up in my main league. So I'm like, man. But yeah, I still got Ware. I still got Washington. I got Howard, and who else I got? Shoot. And I got Howard, Ware, Washington, and what's his name from Chicago? Meredith, whatever. Cameron.
Oh yeah. Oh, Theo Riddick.
Yeah, I got him. So yeah, I'm in kind of just in case, man, because this Gordon is scary. He's doing good though, which I like.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned Theo Riddick and Detroit, because they just signed Justin Forsett. If you got a spot, like I have some teams that have like guys that are on IR, or like I still have Josh Gordon rostered because there's nobody that I feel like picking up. So, and we talked about this earlier in the year about using your waiver wire selections wisely. Mm-hmm. So right now I don't have anybody to pick up, so I just hold them. And then when I need to pick somebody up, then I'll do it. So Justin Forsett is somebody you probably want to keep an eye on, because let's face it, they need a running back. He can catch and run the ball. Although Theo Riddick could still be a factor. They're not going to get rid of him. I'll put you at ease a little bit, B. Melvin Gordon, according to FantasyPros.com, has the 7th easiest schedule among running backs. Ooh. And his schedule is favorable right around the playoffs.
Melvin Gordon?
Yeah.
I know, man. That's why I'm like, so I'm hoping this don't phase out, man, because I need to get in the playoffs. I need to have favorable schedules as much as possible.
I'll put it to you this way. If you get a bye week, he faces Carolina at week 14. Week 15, he plays against Oakland. If you get to the finals with that team, Cleveland is on the schedule.
Ooh, man.
So yeah. So you might be all right. You might be all right.
In this main league, Ken, I'm 3-2, but I'm leading the league in points by like 90 points. Like I'm 90 points ahead of the second place points person in this league, and I'm 3-2. So I'm doing it, man. Wow. This Big Ben and AB combo is really doing it. This Jordy Nelson staying healthy for me is really doing it for me. Melvin Gordon, and then I got Howard. That was a stash, a handcuff guy. I got Travis Kelce and Bennett, who's been balling. I got Seattle's defense. I had used Eagles this past week against Detroit, but I got Seattle's defense. I got Washington, Beasley. I'll be on that waiver wire, man, and picking up and sharking stuff, man. So I'm good with this squad, man. I think this team gonna be dangerous, man. I think once I see that little asterisk next to my name while I clinch playoffs, I'll feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'm trying to snatch up guys here or there that I really feel like is gonna do like the damn thing. But yeah, if they just had a good game, I'm not gonna pick them up. Like in some leagues, I picked up Meredith, just cause. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Right.
So especially since I had a spot to use, and I think in one I needed a wide receiver, so I'll sit him on the bench because it's gonna either be him, Jeffrey, or Eddie Royal, and I have a feeling that Meredith may overtake Eddie Royal, but we'll see. But anyway, that's it, man. As always, man, we appreciate everybody that tune in to watch us, just sit around and talk about fantasy football, man. We do this all day throughout the day anyway. So you just kind of get a little peek into some of the stuff that we be texting back and forth. So everybody that's watching it live and everybody that, that watched the replay, man, we appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you guys get some value out of this. Like I said, there are plenty of fantasy football resources out there. So you guys don't really, we can help where we can because we have different takes on stuff. But for the most part, man, we just like playing the game. We love the game and we hate the game.
Love a game and we hate it, boy. Love-hate relationship.
Yeah. I swear, man, I'll be like, man, I hate. I told you this Sunday. Yeah. I'm like, man, I hate fantasy football.
You know what? And you know what, Ken? It's funny because we talked about this I think when we kicked off this season, we was like, man, are you ready for these emotional roller coasters? Because we gonna go. We already knew. We know we gonna go through these emotional roller coasters where we 1 week we like yes, and then just like you just said this past Sunday, man, I hate fantasy football, man. I hate it. I hate it. You just want to throw your phone. You just want to just throw everything, man.
Yep.
I hate the emotion.
Yeah, it's terrible. But anyway, that's it, guys. We'll catch you guys next week, next Tuesday at 9.
Wednesday.
And of course,
Tuesday at Dead in Sports. Okay.
Yep. And next Wednesday at 8. So I'm gonna go see if there's any baseball on and eat some food and watch some TV.
Yeah, this is the only time I really watch baseball is during the playoffs because it's so intense. It's like every pitch counts.
Oh man, did you watch the ending of the Cubs game last night?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I watched it.
Man, that was crazy. Like I thought it was. I won't even lie, man. I thought that if the Cubs lost that game, they were going to lose the series.
They were going to lose the series. Yep.
Yeah, I thought they were going to lose the series.
Yeah, this is the only fun time I watch baseball, man. I swear. Like I literally like watch it. It's during the playoffs.
Yeah. That was a great game, man. The city deserves that, man. Shout out to Chicago.
They do.
My favorite, one of my favorite cities. I have a lot. Anyway, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.